How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Secrets to Silent Success. Today I'm going to be talking about time management and self-management. When you're an entrepreneur like myself, one of the major secrets to success is how you manage your time and your self-discipline. So one of my secrets to success is my calendar app. I use the Google Calendar app. If you don't have a calendar app, go download one right now. So for me, when I was back in college, I used to be able to memorize everything. It was, oh, I got this class, I got this test, blah, 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 blah. And I, sailed through without ever having to put something in the calendar app. Well, it wasn't until I became an entrepreneur and I missed a couple Zoom meetings and I got called out by clients. So one time in particular, I had a meeting set up with my university, right? So I'm gonna do some work for them. This is about a $5,000 or $6,000 gig. I did not put the Zoom meeting in a calendar. So I'm driving to a gig and I get a call and the lady's mad like,
"You're not gonna hop on a Zoom meeting?"
And I'm like, what Zoom meeting? I'll try to BS it and play it off. But lo and behold, I was late to a meeting that was scheduled that I didn't put in my calendar, right? It only took one time for me to miss a meeting that was worth $5,000 or $6,000 before I'm like, hey, I gotta get a calendar app. So I download the Google Calendar app and now every day, my entire day is put in that Google Calendar app, right? So a couple tips. The first thing is I color coordinate it. So if I got a gig, that's green. If I got a phone call, that's red, so on and so forth. I also put reminders. If it's an in-person meeting or an in-person gig, I put a 1 hour reminder. So it comes to my iPhone, comes to my laptop, it comes to my phone, comes to my watch and tells me, hey, you got 1 hour to be to this gig. And before each call, each Zoom meeting, I have a 8-minute reminder. I don't know why I pick 8 minutes. It's a little longer than 5. I feel like 5's not long enough. I feel like 10 minutes is too long. I can be still working on something before the call. So I put an 8-minute reminder before each call in my Google Calendar to remind me of when I have my next call, and also an hour reminder that reminds me when I have my next meeting. My second secret to success when it comes to time management and self-discipline is writing out my schedule. All right, so each night before I go to sleep, I take out my notes app. I have a tab that says daily schedule, and I go through there and I time slot out everything I have to do for the day in 30-minute increments. Now, this is one of my time management hacks that I hate to do. I don't think it's time efficient, and I really don't feel like doing it before I go to sleep every night because it takes so much mental capacity to be like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. I don't want to think about that stuff. I just want to be able to chill with my wife, eat, and go to sleep, right? But Alex Hormozi, shout out to Alex Hormozi, says one of the quickest ways to be unsuccessful is to find something that works and to stop doing it. So one of the things that I struggle with personally is typing out my schedule each and every day, right? I've done it before and it worked, but because it is time consuming, I stopped doing it. But again, if you want to be unsuccessful, stop doing things that work. So this is the thing that I do now because it works. So when it comes to the traditional American education system, one of the things that they do that I like, there's a lot of things they do that I don't like, but one of the things that they do that I like is block schedule. So when I was in high school, 45 minutes for period 1, 45 minutes for period 2, et cetera, et cetera. I write out my schedule today the exact same way. 30 minutes, I'm gonna work on this video. 30 minutes, I got this Zoom meeting. 30 minutes, I'm gonna read this chapter of this book. 30 minutes, I'm gonna source these leads. I block my day out in 30-minute blocks just like I did when I was in high school. And the reason why I do this is because I believe it helps with mental fatigue. I read in the book once that mental fatigue is really not a real thing. All right, when you get mentally fatigued, that is your brain way of signifying you to change task, right? You've just been working on something for too long. Your brain is bored, it wants to do something else, right? So for me, I block out 30-minute blocks on my schedule. So for 30 minutes, I work on this project and then I switch. 30 minutes, I work on a second project, and it helps me to stay focused throughout the day. And it also helps me to not procrastinate because I touch multiple projects during the day. Another secret to success when it comes to time management and self-management is building in breaks. If you're like myself and like to work a lot, you may have productivity remorse. So if I'm just sitting down scrolling on my phone, or even if I just take a break to chill out and think, I'm like, man, I could be working on something else. But by building in times to chill out, relax, that allows you not to have that productivity remorse. So on my schedule, you'll literally say, watch YouTube, right? And so I'll build out maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes to watch YouTube videos. I let my brain mentally digress for a little bit. And then also it helps me to not go down a rabbit hole. I'm sure if you're like me, you've been on YouTube and been on there for 3 or 4 hours and watched 70 videos. Well, if you block it out in your schedule to take that break, to watch those YouTube videos, you know, hey, I got a start time at 4 to watch some of my YouTube videos, and by 4:30, I got to be done and back to work. So by building in those breaks for yourself, you keep yourself on schedule, you give yourself some mental breaks, and it helps you be more productive in the end. And my last secret to success when it comes to time management and self-management is a hard list. So when scheduling fails, or when blocking out 30-minute blocks fails, or what I like to do when I procrastinated or I got behind or I'm traveling or whatever, one of my go-to things is a hard list. So what I do, I take out a scratch sheet of paper, not even line paper, just a scratch sheet of printer paper, and I write down the things that I have to knock out, the non-negotiables. I rank them in priority of what's important and what's least important. It could be an edit, it could be a phone call, it could be an email, it could be sourcing a lead, it could be following up with someone, right? I write them all down on a scratch sheet of paper, and what I do is I go through each of those 1 to 2 to 3. And I don't go to number 2 until number 1 checked off. And I don't go to number 3 until number 2 is checked off. And I literally scratch it out of my list. That allows me to hold myself accountable to knock out everything on that list. And because it is a hard list, it is hard to sit through, right? You will be able to build discipline and also the ability to sit down, focus on the task, and knock it out. So when all else fails, I go to my hard list. Those are my 4 secrets to success when it comes to time management and self-management. If you don't have a calendar app, go download one. My favorite is Google Calendar. Writing out your schedule every single day from start to finish. I also like to do 30-minute blocks, just like you're back in high school, right? That bell rings to go to the next period, go to your next task. Also, build in breaks. I know we're all entrepreneurs. I know we're all productive. We're all trying to get the most out of each day, but hey, we're still human. We have to give our time to recoup, relax, and take breaks. And the last thing is, when all else fails, make a hard list. List things out in order of priority and don't go to the second one until the first one is knocked out. So I appreciate you all for watching this episode of Secrets to Silent Success. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.